Hi there, this is Cassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of March the 13th to March 19th. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can click on the link above, and don't forget that every day I post the card of the day with a short description of the energies and the vibes of each day. But if you prefer to have a personal consultation with me, you can always find me on my website www.kassikai.com, where you will get 3 free minutes with your subscription and extra free minutes every month. But let's see what the energies of this week look like. For Aries, we had the King of Cups, and now it's the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Cups must have put your attention on your personal relationship, your focus in love or in someone special in your life. And now the Knight of Pentacles would be someone who's an Earth Sun or Ascendant person, Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus. And there seems to be history with this person, but things are not moving as fast as you'd like them to move. And there might be a back and forth or an on-off energy here. There's definitely a strong connection from the past, and there must be chemistry and compatibility. There might be some stubbornness though, maybe because this person has a very particular way of seeing things, and although there is some common ground, because the Knight of Pentacles is an earth sign and their energy is not incompatible with yours, at the same time it feels that something might be off, and that has to do with the way this person views things in their life or in your connection in general, and you might be falling into the same old patterns that are repeating throughout the years. And there is a connection that can last for long, maybe it has already lasted for too long. And even in those phases that you are not connected with this person, or when there are some issues with communication, you are thinking about each other and you are feeling nostalgic about each other's energy. This week you may have to deal with a practical issue that is still not resolved, and this could be work or money, as Pentacles are associated with career and finances. And in fact, you may decide to take a short trip in order to sort out a practical matter, or in order to give or get money. And you can also do something fun so it doesn't feel like a chore. If there has been something that you've been postponing for a while now, you have a 2-week window to do it. After that, it will get increasingly harder to see it through, so the sooner you deal with it, the better. This week you may have to be more attentive to the practical aspects of a relationship, because you had the King of Cups last week, which, like I said, refers to personal relationships and love, and now it's the Knight of Pentacles that likes practicality, and he wants to have all his affairs in order. So you may not allow yourself to have fun or to indulge in romance this week unless you finish all your tasks and your responsibilities first. This is an energy you understand well, Aries, because you like to get things done and you are very energetic and very passionate if you have a certain goal on your mind. For Taurus, we have the Lovers. Relationships and love in general will be in your focus this week, and you will probably have to make a decision about a relationship, to go ahead with it or not, or you may have to decide between 2 different persons, 2 different situations, 2 different relationships, or someone else in your life has to make a decision between you and another person, or between 2 different situations in their life. Last week you had the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is very logical, reasonable, very fair, but with the Queen of Swords at times there is also a lot of holding back. Some things were much more reserved last week emotionally, you were more guarded maybe, but also more determined. Now under this energy you may feel that what felt certain last week, a path that you wanted to take, this week you will feel a little more indecisive, or you may find that there's a tendency that you don't really want to make a decision. Maybe you are wishing for a higher force to make a decision for you, for life to choose, and that means you may have a sense that a particular situation is predetermined, predestined, because karmic matters, karmic issues, karmic debts are strong under the energy of the Lovers, because the Lovers is one of the karmic cards in tarot. So you may be thinking that someone is your soulmate, for instance, and that you are meant to be, yet things are not exactly a rose garden. It's not exactly the perfect relationship. There are many ups and downs and difficulties, much indecisiveness, but there are strong feelings too. So if you're wondering how someone feels about you, their feelings are very strong. There is strong sexual desire, attraction, but there's also a lot of ambiguity, a lot of hesitation. In any case, this will be a very significant week when it comes to how you feel about someone and how you express your feelings and what role you decide to play in a relationship. And this decision will be very crucial and will determine the future of this relationship. The Lovers indicate that the strong part of this week will be the last part, so it will be Saturday or Sunday that hold the strongest energy. For Gemini, we had the Ten of Pentacles, and now it's the Knight of Wands. From the slow energy of the Ten of Pentacles, you pass to the fast energy of the Knight of Wands this week. And maybe there was something last week, a practical matter that came to a head, something that came to a successful completion, or you had a meeting, a family gathering, or in a group of people, or in a community. And this week is all about action. You may feel a little impatient too. And that may apply to someone else in your life, someone who's a fire sign or ascendant, Leo, Aries or Sagittarius. So someone who was hesitating before, they are now more active. There will be a move, a gesture that you don't expect. The Knight of Wands often shows surprises, and if a situation has been slow, now things will speed up. The Knight of Wands is an energy of enthusiasm, passion, attraction, and when it comes to feelings, he represents warmth, intimacy, attention. So if someone has been reserved before and the energy of the Ten of Pentacles you got before is reserved, as Pentacles don't like to act hastily, but now things are changing. There will be fast developments on a certain matter, and one thing will follow the other. So make sure that you are able to keep up with that speed, because you may feel that you want to hold back a little, as your energy and your pace will probably be slow, and perhaps you will be the one hesitating this time. Things will keep unfolding within the coming 2 weeks, and there will be some unexpected twists and turns, so be prepared for developments that you did not anticipate. This week you may feel a little restless, or you will feel that you have too much energy, excess energy, and a good way to channel this energy is by taking physical action, by working out, for instance, or going out for a walk. This week you won't be able to plan long term, so focus on each stage as it comes, take one step at a time, and try to act and not react. For Cancer, we had the Six of Wands, and now it's the Emperor. Last week, it was the Six of Wands that must have manifested as action and fast developments, and now the Emperor points to someone, probably a male, who's a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius or Aries, and at this stage, this person seems to be rather stubborn and set in their ways. They do think of you, but they are more concerned with themselves, and maybe for a good reason. It feels that this person has some soul searching going on, personal work that he must address before he can address his outside relationships, for instance. And maybe you will find that this person is prepared to do battle for what they want, and they will probably win any argument. So maybe it's not so wise to get into conflicts or arguments with them, especially when it comes to how they do things in a relationship, as probably they won't be willing to open up and explain themselves. Don't be surprised if there's not much emotion at this moment, just strong will and a sharp mind. However, you will probably find that this person seems to be rather protective of you in a very strange way, in their own way, and they want to help you somehow, even if their ways are not exactly aligned with yours, which means that you will probably see a situation from different perspectives, or you will want different things, or you have expectations that they cannot fulfill at this moment. But the more you question, pressure, or try, the more you will push them away and make them stubborn. They are not ready to offer what you have in mind at this stage, but they will probably come back when they are ready, because the Six of Wands you got before shows a wish that's being realized, so perhaps the right timing hasn't come yet, or maybe your needs are not in tune. So your priority now should be to decide whether or not you want to wait or to invest your time and energy. And subconsciously they are trying to find a way to connect with you, but what you will see on the surface is that they are more preoccupied with their own goals, or maybe with business matters. So maybe this person will appear selfish at this stage. Even if you feel compelled to act, you are dealing with the fire energy anyway. Turn your focus and your actions to yourself. Try to not let your feelings rule your head now. You too can tap into the Emperor's energy and connect with the core of your own power. Now, the strong day of this week seems to be Thursday, but make a note for Tuesday too, because Tuesday is the day of Mars, and Mars is the ruler of Aries that's associated with the Emperor. For Leo, we had the Ten of Swords, and now it's the Fool. You must have had some difficult discussions, communications last week under the energy of the Ten of Swords, but now it appears that those conversations will open a new door for you, and life will manifest an opportunity that will allow you to make a fresh start. And that seems to be a very promising new beginning, because the energy of the Fool indicates that there will be many options and opportunities to choose from, as the Fool basically represents life's infinite possibilities and potential. And maybe you're deciding to give a relationship a new chance after a very serious talk you had the previous days, or after information that brought clarity, and things that were confusing are now very clear on your mind. The Fool is astrologically associated with the planet Uranus, and that's a planet of surprises, unexpected events, and is also known as the Awakener, because with this energy you might get a wake-up call that will suddenly make you realize the reality of a situation, and you will know that under the energy of the Fool, anything is possible, but that's not without taking risks. There's always risk involved with this card, and at times a leap of faith is needed in order for you to liberate yourself from stagnant energies that are holding you back. Expect that something will be offered to you by the universe this week, a new job or a new relationship, or even a revelation that will help you make a very drastic decision, a decision that may surprise some people, and some may even be shocked by your words or by your actions. If you're wondering how a situation will progress, expect the unexpected. Developments will probably be fast. The Fool is an air card anyway, and an obstacle may suddenly be removed from your way. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, your connection needs to grow a little, especially if this is a new connection, as feelings seem to be in the early stages of development, but they are feeling good around you. However, expect some ups and downs, because with the air nature of this card, feelings can change rapidly and there might be some mood swings too. The strong part of the week seems to be the first part, between Monday and Wednesday. For Virgo, we had the Moon, and now it's the Seven of Wands. Last week, you must have felt undecided or confused about something, or your fears, your insecurities were triggered by intense emotions. And now this week with the Seven of Wands, it appears that you try again to have something or someone, but resistance is arising, and maybe you become so involved with the fact that you don't have that person or that thing, that the more you try, the farther you get from your goal, which probably means that there's a pattern here that you need to break. And you will feel very passionate about going after what you want, because wands are passion, enthusiasm, but if you're not careful, you will just go around in circles. You may feel that everyone's against you and that you have to defend your position no matter what, and you will probably get too defensive. Some of you may even decide to give an ultimatum to someone, or someone else will give an ultimatum to you, and you will probably find that very unfair. It's very important at this stage to be aware of why you are doing the things that you are doing and the purpose behind your actions. You don't want to attack anyone unnecessarily, but you shouldn't accept another's attacks unfairly. You don't want to drain your energy under this influence, because too much resistance could exhaust you or another person who's the recipient of your actions. The Seven of Wands is a fire card, and it can energize and strengthen the energy of last week's moon. And the Seven of Wands is actually Mars in Leo astrologically, which means that your words, your actions, and your presence will make a strong impression. You will have great self-confidence. You will believe that you are always right. Just make sure you have the goods to back up your plans, your ideas, and anything you do will come with a great pride. But there are two sides in this coin. Make sure that whatever you do is for the right reasons, because if it's not, you will find that other people or the person you are interested in is very opposed to what you are trying to achieve, and they will block you all the time. Under this energy, you will want to put yourself first and your needs first, which is okay, as long as you don't become too self-centered or too uncompromising, not taking into account another person's needs or expectations. Your sex drive will be on fire this week, so expect some very intense sexual encounters or attraction, and someone may decide to express their feelings for you, which at this stage seem to be mostly sexual, physical. In any case, if you find that you are under attack this week, try to keep a defensive stance, maybe for a week or so, until energies start to shift again. The strong part of this week seems to be between Friday and Sunday. For Libra, we had the Magician, and now it's the Knight of Cups. The Magician is a card of action, of communication, so perhaps last week you had some serious talks or some very significant communications going on, and now you have the Knight of Cups that is associated with relationships, with love, with romance, and you will feel that under this energy resistance usually drops, as the Knight of Cups is often a helper and also a very positive vibe around you. For some of you, this night will bring good news in your personal life that could manifest as a romantic offer, an invitation, or a date that will be pleasant and positive and will probably mark the beginning of a new stage in your relationship. The Knight of Cups is one of the love cards in Tarot, and that's why if you're wondering how someone feels about you, they are in love with you and they are open-hearted for the opportunity of a relationship with you. However, at times you may feel that they are waiting for you to make the first move or for you to initiate contact with them. However, you will feel those romantic vibes and you will know beyond doubt that they like you and that they feel attracted to you. This person is very sensitive and emotionally thirsty, so to speak, so it's very important for them to feel love, and they could easily get discouraged if they feel that they don't have your full attention. This week there will be significant developments in the love department, but also in your personal relationships in general, and that includes your friendships and your family connections. A relationship that will start this week will show its full potential in around 12 to 13 days from now. The Knight of Pentacles is often a person who's a water sun or ascendant, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, and this person will play an important role in your life this week. For Scorpio, we had the Four of Swords and now it's the Three of Cups. The Four of Swords is a card of relaxation, of rest, and of breaks. Maybe you decided to take a break to find your peace of mind last week because something was not aligned with your expectations. Now, with this week with the Three of Cups, there will be someone or a group of people that will join you, and they will be on the same wavelength with you finally. They will want the same things. The Three of Cups is the card of friendship, but that doesn't necessarily refer to friends. It can very well refer to someone who has the same energy as you, the same goals and the same needs. The Three of Cups is often a meeting, a get-together, usually with more than one person, so you will gather with people socially or to work on something together. There will be very positive energies in that meeting, and you will feel satisfied. You will have a great connection with those people. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, their feelings are getting deeper, more loving and more caring. And don't be surprised if some of you start to feel attracted to a friend, or a friend of yours starts flirting with you. The Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer. Mercury is the way we think, the way we communicate, and Cancer is sensitive and emotional, so our talks will revolve around feelings, and our feelings will color the nature and the quality of our conversations. Also, communications will be more mellow and more positive, so if someone acted up in the previous weeks or was distant and unresponsive, this week you will notice improvement and there will be progress and more flow in your communications. Wednesday seems to hold the strongest energy this week, so that's probably when you will feel the influence of this card the most, and you will probably attend a very significant social event or celebration this week. For Sagittarius, we had the Fool and now it's the Tower. With the Fool, there must have been an opening for you, an offer, a new beginning, something you needed in order to open a new door for you. Now this week the Tower indicates a big shake-up that's much needed though, as there are things that need to happen, and it could be something unexpected, not necessarily bad, but something that will surprise you. The whole idea of this energy is that there is something that you need to know, and that will be revealed this week. So it could be that you find out that someone you trusted is not really trustworthy, or that something you thought was true is not. And at this stage I'm going to say something about the bad cards in tarot. There are no bad cards in tarot, but there are cards that get a bad rep, as the Tower here. But I'm sure you know there are always challenges and difficulties in life, but that's what makes us grow, and that's the message here anyway. The Tower can bring something down, but that's a good thing, because it shows you the truth, and you are liberated as you know how to proceed and what you need to do. There are no masks nor illusions, no false truths. Everything is exposed, and anything that's not aligned with your energy will come to light, and once you know this, you can make things better. This week you will start over, and maybe at times you will backtrack again and re-examine what you did last week and how you can do it better. There's a martial aspect to this card, as it is associated with Mars, and you can imagine the Tower like a prison that opens up and lets you out. If you're wondering about the feelings of someone, they will probably have a sudden realization and maybe a big change in how they were dealing with things in your connection, which can go either way depending on how things were all this time. But if there's a need for change under this energy, there will be a change in 12-13 days when you will experience a very different energy. The strong day of this week seems to be Tuesday, which is associated with Mars, and like I said, Mars is associated with the Tower. For Capricorn, we had the Eight of Cups and now the Nine of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups shows you leaving a situation behind. Maybe you need to make a change. Maybe you find something better. Maybe you envision a better future for yourself, and there are things in your life that aren't working and you are trying to decide whether to live or how to live. And with the Eight of Cups, there are often second thoughts or sadness for something that didn't work. But with the Nine of Pentacles this week, you will feel different because from the uncertainty and hesitation maybe that the Eight of Cups often generates, the Nine of Pentacles gives you the confidence to look for new possibilities, to be open to them, to explore new alternatives. And if you are coming into a situation, into a relationship with an open mind, willing to try new things without being too rigid or too stubborn, then you will see a different dimension of what is going on and what you can achieve. The Nine of Pentacles is an earth card and comes with a stabilizing energy, especially after the water energy of the Eight of Cups. Earth cards in general show that you have an opportunity to build a very solid base for whatever you want to develop or to achieve. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they appear to be happier than you are in your relationship, and generally they are okay with things as they are. There are feelings, there is attraction, but maybe you are not so happy with what they offer at the moment or with the dynamics of your relationship. Because as I've said many times, nines are solitary cards, and perhaps this isn't the type of connection that you are looking for. Maybe you want more sharing, more openness, more connection, but at this stage it's not happening. That doesn't mean that something will not work, because the Nine of Pentacles is a solid base. It shows that there are practical aspects of a relationship that are working, so try not to make impulsive decisions. The Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo, and Venus is the goddess of love, so we are talking about love. But Virgo can be reserved and controlling, because under this energy we want to do what's safe for us, what makes us feel secure. And in that process we may not show a lot of emotion, because there is this caution, this holding back. And you will want to be sure of your choice. And that's because at this stage you have high standards. And that's a good thing. That's the right thing to do actually at this stage. So give it 9-10 days, see how you feel. Don't rush to make decisions now. And trust that you will have the confidence, you will have the understanding to figure out what you need to do next. For Aquarius, we had the Seven of Cups, and now it's the Hierophant. The Seven of Cups is a rather scattered energy. It shows options, possibilities, daydreaming for some of you. So maybe last week you couldn't focus on something, you couldn't see how you would achieve a certain goal. But now the energy is changing, because there's something this week that's getting more serious, more official maybe. Energies are still slow though, because the Hierophant is an earth card, and earth cards are slow, but that's not really a problem. It appears that you are in a situation that can't shift very fast anyway, or drastic changes cannot happen at this stage. So it's one step at a time, as you are building something really solid for the future. What may surprise you this week is that you may get an apology or a confession, as that's one of the common manifestations of the Hierophant. And that apology or confession may come from a person of an Earth Sun or Ascendant, Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn. The Hierophant is associated primarily with Taurus, but other Earth signs are possible too. Also, you may find an ally these days, a very powerful one at that, someone who either holds a position of power or someone who has a very strong spiritual aura, and they are wise and trustworthy, and they will offer you guidance or help. The result of your connection with this person will be a contract or an official agreement that will be particularly beneficial for you. This person can initiate you into a group or give you access into a group, which can be professional, social, or related to studies, because the Hierophant is associated with education. This week is important to remain conservative, to follow the beaten path, and keep in mind that this is not a good time for innovations or big risks. Try to do the right thing in your relationships, and you will find that if you do that, others will respond in a positive way. Now, if you want to know how someone feels, this person may be a little stubborn at the moment or rigid, and that's because they are feeling under pressure or they are trying to defend themselves in some way, especially if we are talking about a relationship that's a little unconventional and out of the societal standards, in which case it's best that you let them come to terms with the situation and let them come to you. The strong day of this week seems to be Friday, as that's the day of Venus, who's the ruler of Taurus, and like I said before, Taurus is associated with a Hierophant. For Pisces, we had the Lovers, and now it's the Six of Wands. There are still good energies around you. The Lovers puts emphasis in your personal relationships, because the Lovers are always associated with a choice you need to make. So perhaps last week you were trying to decide what to do about a personal relationship. Now with a Six of Wands this week, you will receive praise and support for what you have accomplished in the previous weeks, and under this energy you will feel very confident, very charged energetically, and you will see that other people respond in ways that are very beneficial and supportive. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, it's clear that they feel very attracted to you, and if that person has been slow or inactive before, you will notice that these weak energies are changing and things are starting to move forward at last. So if there were delays or a situation that wasn't going the way you expected it to go, this week there will be improvement, more interaction, more communication, especially when it comes to situations involving romantic relationships, dating, marriage, and personal relationships in general. The Six of Wands is Jupiter in Leo, and that's an energy of leadership, of taking initiative, and of getting things done. So you may have to lead a situation this week in your personal or your professional life. The only thing you need to be aware of is that you should not overdo it. You should not overpressure a situation or overreact, because Jupiter is expansive, so there will be a tendency to overdo it, especially in things that you want to achieve. Leo at times means too much ego or too much unnecessary action. The Six of Wands and Sixes in general represent balance, and that's why it's important to strive for harmony in your interactions or in your communication. So if, for instance, you decide to reach out to someone, wait until they respond to your message before you send another. The Six of Wands is also a card of celebration, so you will get the chance to celebrate this week, and there might be other people who will participate in that, or you will receive a reward, which will be a monetary reward or a precious gift, but it can also be recognition, fame, good reputation, and you will probably find yourself in the spotlight one way or another. The sexual energies will be very strong this week, and someone will show you that they feel very attracted to you. They will show you that they admire you, they approve of you, and that will be reciprocated. So you too will give back compliments, and you will feed off each other energetically. So take advantage of this energy, because it can bring balance in any type of situation. The strong days of this week seem to be Saturday and Sunday, and that's when you should expect the energy of the Six of Wands to be in its strongest. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of March 13 to March 19. I hope you enjoyed them and I will see you again next week. Have a fantastic week.